For today's episode, I want to ask you a question that it's an easy question, but I want you to just take a second and think about it before saying your answer out loud. Hopefully, you do that. So, the question is, what is the absolute worst that could happen if you stopped starting over and you just kept going with your plan? And I say this because what typically happens is you get to somewhere in the middle of the week, let's say Wednesday or Thursday, and something happens. You fall off, you miss your workout, you eat off plan, whatever the thing is that you miss. And then I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I messed this up. I blew it. So I'll get back on track on Monday. And so that means that you've got anywhere between 3 and 5 days where you're just kind of off the rails, where you're like, oh, it's okay though. I'm going to start over on Monday. And so your plan ends up just this string of 3 to 4 days on track and then 3 to 4 days off track because you're just going to start over on Monday. And so my question to you is, instead of waiting until Monday, maybe just tomorrow, you got right back at it. You just picked up your plan. You just resumed your plan instead of starting over. And I'm asking you this question because we have this belief that our plans only work if we stick to them 100%, if we keep that momentum alive, if we are perfectionists about this and are starting over. It's not lazy or, that we're undisciplined or we're not motivated, but it's just that we think it doesn't count unless it's perfect, unless it looks a certain way. And I'm here to totally demolish that thought process because that restarting, it can feel really productive. It feels really hopeful. Like, okay, I didn't do it perfectly this time, but this Monday, something is going to change and it's going to be different and I'm going to do it. And we forget that nothing actually changes between our mess up and Monday. Nothing is different. And so life keeps getting in the way. We keep going off plan. We keep missing a workout. And so we keep starting over every time this happens. And we're staying stuck in that cycle. And you don't have to. You can just keep going on your plan, even when you miss. You can just pick right back up. You can not miss twice. It's one of my favorite ideas from James Clear's Atomic Habits. Just don't miss twice. Everybody misses. You're going to miss. Put that in your plan that you are going to miss. If that's the only way you can stay on track with your plan, be like, oh, I'm supposed to miss today, then that's fine. But it 100% of the time, just not missing twice and picking right back up with your plan beats the idea of, well, I'm going to be perfect on my plan. I'm going to be so good. And then as soon as something happens, it's, well, I guess I got to wait till Monday to start over. No, we're talking about course correcting, getting right back on track and shortening that time where you're like, screw it, I need to wait until something to start over. You don't have to start over at all. You just have to start back up. So that's why my question is, what happens when you miss? What's the worst that could happen if you just get right back on track? So one day you don't get to check the box and then it drives your brain crazy for a few days. Well, that's fine because that's way better than spending the next 3 or 4 days just going crazy and then thinking that you're going to start over on Monday and things are going to be different. They're not. You're still going to miss. So shorten your comeback time, your course correction. That's what we're talking about. And it can be something so simple. Just do a walk instead of your planned workout or make your next meal protein forward, even if you're not going to hit your protein goals for that day. There are so many other little ways that you can keep going with your plan, even though it's not perfect, because keep continuing to think that you have to start over on Monday to make the plan perfect in order for it to work is the exact thing, the exact reason why your plan isn't working, because no plan is going to be perfect ever. So you need to just keep going. And for the record, there's nothing wrong with you if you struggle with this. If you want to check that box perfectly every single time, but it's just not reality. And so the sooner that you and me, myself included, because I still do this, but the sooner that we come to grips with this idea that no plan will ever be perfect and we have to keep going anyways, the sooner we're going to get the results that we want. And you will, as you build that skill of not quitting on yourself, it will get easier and easier and easier to accept that fact. And before you know it, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I don't know what I was doing all this time. So if you are stuck in that cycle and you come up with these excuses to start over every single Monday, grab my No More Excuses guide. It is linked in the show notes. And it is for that exact moment after the miss when you were like, okay, I screwed it up. Now I just have to wait till Monday. I will coach you through those exact moments. So grab it and keep going with your plan because you don't have to be perfect to make progress. You just have to keep going. That is today's daily bit of fit. Take it and run or walk or stretch. Just go move. That's it for today's daily bit of fit. I'm Coach Mack from Running with Bacon, reminding you that small steps really do add up. Make sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss a bit. And if today's episode hit home, send it to a friend who might need it too. And if you ever want a quick pep talk tailored just for you, DM me on Instagram because I'm always happy to send some encouragement your way. You can find more support and my health coaching resources at runningwithbacon.com or come hang with me on Instagram for some healthy fun. Until next time, keep taking those small steps because you don't need a perfect plan, just a consistent one.